Alright, think I'm good to go here. So, last time, on stream, I fixed some stuff in the one-way platform spawning, made sure there was enough space that it didn't mess up any of the enemy movement. And I also, put in a new enemy behavior for, the chicken guys, where basically, before they were pure random, and instead I still spawn them at a random location, but what they do is they pick two nearby platforms as like an anchor. So this guy is going to be going between these two. These guys are probably all going between this, where they're allowed to be, like, they remain fully random in the space of one of their anchors, but if they get out of the space of one of their anchors, they have to go to the other anchor. I got like a new collectible thing over here that spawns these world money things. Definitely chasing these down. Uh-oh. I think add some nice risk reward type stuff to the ticking clock threat of the thorns. And I mean, the chickens only spawn one, so it's not that significant, but all the enemies, if you kill them with a dash, now spawn world money. We can potentially do an item that increases the amount of money things spawn on dash kill. We can do an item to suck up the world money, or even the not world money too. I guess the only thing giving me pause on that is it's maybe visually unclear, where making it yellow gives it like sort of indicates it's the same thing as the other money you pick up. But I guess it's weird that there is not a good. Oh, you know what? I think my sound is messed up. Oh no, I'm gonna die fixing this. I think this has to be higher. Oh, I forget what I was talking about. Yeah, so potential item interactions there. I guess like what I'm in the middle of right now, like the unit of work that I'm working on off stream would be like items and money design. So if you go to the shop, I cut like so many of the items. Yeah, shop doesn't even like work correctly anymore. But yeah, I basically cut any item that was like overly conditional or didn't feel very impactful, like it was a minor difference. I think it's a better route to go to have fewer items that actually like do stuff, do more things on average. But I sort of enumerated the list out of the various things I'd be shooting for. Hey, you're not burrowing at the right distances, and you're also too small. So we're gonna move on to the next level, but also make a note about that. So I think the platforms in the meadow are fine from like a visual perspective, probably. But I don't know if there's enough functionally going on here to justify how much there is. Maybe I'll only do one level of this, as opposed to like 2 for everything else. Although that can potentially be confusing. Yeah, I guess unless it's like maybe adding a new type of enemy threat, and definitely making more enemies. I think I was a bit too light-handed with how late the enemies are allowed to spawn. I think there's like 2 out of the 3 rounds of the platforms don't have any enemies at all. Where the pattern I followed on the woods would be you have 3 rounds of platforms, yeah, but the first one will have at least 1 enemy. Second one spawns like 2 enemies, and the third one has 3 or a difficult combination of enemies. We got the burrower here, who we still have not nerfed, and also shows off a problem with just like a sloppiness in lighting and glow, where lighting and glow are kind of interdependent. So whether or not something glows isn't, it's a little buggy right now, to the point where it's not really a deliberate. Oh my god, why did that shoot 3 times in a row? That's probably not right. Yeah, but the point is, it's like a sort of hacky mishmash of whether or not a light is shining up on it, whether or not it's a bright color, whether or not like what the base lighting of the level is as well. That probably needs less. Okay. Say on restart, would instant dash and led to problem with player sound bank being loaded. I can just go straight to the woods by changing this level index thing. And woods, I think, are in a lot better shape. Mushroom guy is actually arcing his shot. I don't remember if it was like a really hacky thing before, where he had to shoot mostly up, but still get you. Here he's actually like doing math to calculate a correct arc to get you. Have these blue bugs that represent that's sort of the continuation of what we worked on last week on stream, where these are the chickens using the same kind of like anchor behavior, but also just adding a very simple variation of their movement speed, where they have like a range of possible movement speeds, and at random intervals they will change from one movement speed in their range to another. Towards the very top of levels, those heavy mushroom platforms show like kind of the lighting sloppiness problem in addition to the glow sloppiness problem. I mean, they work together. Or I think the solution might be I can't rely on Unity post-processing bloom. That's just looking for a threshold, or I need to set up a layer mask or something like that to make sure it's more precisely applied. And then they can kind of be their independent things. See, I think they're like double lights, and there's like small light on the mushroom things there as well. Um, and that just leads to some of them getting washed out to white. These bees are too aggressive and too dangerous. They spawn too quickly. There's not enough warning. But that being said, like, yeah, I can make these tweaks that I'm talking about. That would probably be like a difficulty thing. Oh, I just noticed our shooting mushroom there did not respect time swap. We can tweak the numbers here, but I think the variety of like movement behaviors is like pretty much good enough here to keep you on your toes while incentivizing more dangerous path with money and collectibles and stuff. Got me. Okay, yeah, nothing too concerning found there. Just sort of known problems around the burrower. And definitely continuing the problem that the meadow feels like too sparse. There's something missing in both the visuals and the actual functional. There's like there's not enough there. Not sure what the answer is gonna be. Maybe a fourth enemy type. That would put it on par with the woods, but I also still have to answer the question of like what visual thing might add to it. I'm not sure. Anyway, today, one of the last like sort of meta systems we're missing here is level like a start screen and like that's sort of like a home base to go into like options in a tutorial or like a debug level select thing. Whereas right now I'm just basically in GSM setting the level index I want to load in. That's fine for like development. But if I want to, you know, get anyone's help testing this, that's not very good. So I think part of the sort of version that I can hand off to people to get feedback on would probably have to include this. The other big content thing would be the last boss of the woods would be the spider. But I don't really have a good concept right now, and I don't want it to be like the burrower where I kind of didn't have a good concept at first, and then when I need to switch the concept, I had to redo a bunch of stuff. So trying to minimize the amount of stuff I have to redo, because I feel like that's been plaguing me pretty bad. Both overgeneralizing for systems I'm not 100% sure I'm going to use yet, and doing like a placeholder version of a thing that is placeholder in non-trivial ways such that it has to be redrawn anyway. So trying to avoid doing that. So that's why I'm doing something more clear and contained, like the start screen, and not, you know, pursuing iffy ideas on the spider. I'll figure out I'll figure it out and have it for maybe before next week, maybe next week. Anyway, let's get on to start screen stuff. I think I already have a start level, but it's not like properly connected to stuff. Okay, yeah, it's just some Vine test stuff thrown in. Although I am getting some. Oh, I have an old event system in there apparently. Shit, it's not gonna be happy about. Should we just delete this? Alright, that fixed that crashy thing. Let's get rid of this. I don't know. Oh, that's that. Sure, we'll keep that. And then on the canvas, I guess we just want text. And we can probably just center text around this, like the center of the screen, so we don't have to care about anchors and stuff. And we can just scale with like screen size and it'll probably be fine. So we'll put 16 pixels, 1280 by 720. I'll set up the canvas scaling values. And then just add some text, I guess. Where's just normal text? I can't believe that's not a like a default option. Gotta decide soon if I wanna change the name or just go with this. That's Vine game. Uh, just gonna set, I think, the Rex to the full screen size and use that to go with. I can think in the future about like text animation and ways to make this like more inviting and more visually appealing. But for just today, I'm primarily gonna focus on pure functionality. So we got our title text. I guess we want to start text button. Probably 75 is a weird choice. 36, sure. 48, sure. And then we would have a tutorial text button. I guess controls. What is equidistant here? 92 minus 27. 62. Wait, this shouldn't be 127. It should be 32. Now they're 64 apart. Now it makes sense, right? No, 128. I was off by 1. That makes this at 64. I guess options. I think we're gonna move this guy out of the way. Why is this only showing? Oh. So we can move this up more. I already feel myself running out of space. And then I guess under start is where I would put level select if I were to like plan to remove it for a release version. So let's just move these all up 64. What is 64? 128, and then one more under this at 192. Okay. Probably start with the easiest one, which is just start. So let's, I guess if everything is going to be on this canvas, maybe the simplest thing is just to put the manager component on this canvas. But yeah, we're going to need a component to if these are going to be buttons to connect the button callbacks to. I'll put core start screen. I'm going to fix my view here. Okay. I think first up, we get a collection of our children buttons here. Maybe I should make them buttons right away. Let's start with this. Start text button, button. And let's make all the callbacks here. Alright, and then as we add that component, start screen here. Then our button here. we can say when you click, what you care about is your parent, the start canvas parent, start screen. Uh, oh, I guess it has to be public for this other component to be able to see it. Object is already set, that's fine. Just have to switch this function to on start button. And then I guess let's just see if this is connected. It might need a collider or something to know that it was clicked. I'm not sure. Clicked. Let's find out. Yeah. It needs an image or something. Or what if I click on the text? Let me see. What if I add like a built-in button? Just can't even. Maybe I should use, if they're calling out button as legacy, maybe I should just use button text mesh pro. Text. I think I need to set something on the canvas. There is already a graphics ray cast there. I don't think we need a physics raycaster. Maybe it does need an image. Nope, definitely not. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would be missing. Not sure why I'm not getting my callback. Did I have to, oops. Oh, I put it on runtime only. So, does it not count in editor perhaps? No, I don't think so. Switches to editor and runtime, it didn't care. Maybe it's blocked by something. Are any of these? No, I don't see any reason to. Yeah, it's complaining about. I don't think that's relevant. Is this graphics raycaster wrong, maybe? Let me see if making an image as a child of this makes any difference. You know what I can do? I can look at my pause menu buttons that work to see if I can find what I'm missing. Okay, so it's got text. Oh, I might have to set raycast target. That might be the thing. Got button. Looks slightly different in terms of the properties being offered to me, but I don't know if that necessarily is the thing. Let's hop back to start, and I bet. Don't save whatever I did. No, this says raycast target. So that wasn't it. Let's get rid of the image since we know text buttons should work. Let's get rid of this just to simplify it. Should be on click, editor and runtime. Oh, I guess editor and runtime doesn't have to be. It should just really be editor and runtime. I think I misunderstood that. That doesn't count it for play mode. That I think that means like that counts for edit mode. What was I supposed to be printing? Clicked. Sure. Classic. So let's go back to our pause menu, see what might be missing. Yeah, all the canvas stuff looks similar. Yeah, I can try that. It's a good idea. Um, yeah, because if I take the thing from start, take this other canvas, and I put it in main. Now, if it works, I know there's some in-level initialization that is causing it to. Oh, but there's all this other stuff in here. It's just clicked right now. Wait a second. Does this get a rec trans? Okay, so didn't work here. I guess we should also try the other direction maybe, but I want to take a look for. Not main, the start one. Does this necessarily have, no, it does have a rect transform, but what if it's, I think the problem might be giving everything a rect transform of the entire screen, in that I bet all these other texts, since they also have a rect transform, are blocking the raycast. That's what I'm gonna guess. So I got rid of raycast target on everything else. Does that make a difference? Or not even, I can't even be everything else. I think it's gotta be, like, let's just actually make these the height they're supposed to be. If I'm centered around 0, 0 anyway, it should be fine. Or even take it a step further. I'll just delete all these. Trying to think of a good way to, or I can just do this. There, you go off to the side for a second. Because that hypothesis would be, okay, it's getting my click, but something else is. Does not seem to be the case. Yeah, like, honestly, any of this should count. That's how big the rect transform is. Unless, does it stop working if it's off the screen? Partially? No, I don't see any indication of that. Like, what if I just, I'm gonna drop in their button and try and connect to the same function. And I don't see any reason why that should not work. Oh, well, unless this is in the way. No, I don't see my text. So I didn't change anything with that, right? If we get rid of these as well, just as a possibility to mess things up. No, I feel like I've eliminated most of the possible issues here. Oh wait, I do need a classic event system, maybe? Let me go back to my main. So I think maybe if I dropped it in my main level, it had the problem where you can't click it because it's covered by like 5 things, but is there? Ah, there is an event system. Ugh, okay. I'm just gonna make a new object called global. Give it an event system. I guess I shouldn't have, there was like an event system thing I shouldn't have deleted. But there was like something with the old system on it versus the new system. No, I mean, I still see nothing here. I think nothing on the start as well. Okay, what else might be on the GSM? Are you like, you're used to working in your main level or whatever for so long, you lose track of what like what stuff you might be relying on. I don't see anything. Man, this is really not... Oh, it's this. This is what I need. Duh. I had a feeling it was something to do with, okay, I deleted the old event system, but I didn't properly create anything for the new event system. And I think what I'm missing is this. Yeah, there we go. Well, at least, yeah. Okay, that was a dumb thing to get tripped up on, but it's fine. We plow forward. I guess my next question now is, does it matter that I have these huge rect transforms or not? So it's fine now, but if I move this other junk over, oops, not that, everything except start. Can I still? No, I can no longer click it. So that was a problem, and that is a problem we have to go through and fix now. We can make the parent be the full screen, but we can't make all the, if we want these to be buttons, they either, I think, need to not block raycast, so we can try that first. We can get rid of raycast target on everything except our start button, and see if that lets us keep the lazy sizing. Yeah, it does. Okay, so like the title, I guess we can leave like that, but all these other things that we want to be buttons, we have to have recs that like roughly represent their text space. So something like, it's 92. 64. Oh, 72. Sure. I guess if these are going to be 72, then they should probably also be 72 apart. Or even more than that. Thanks, yeah, that's fine for now. So 72, 0, negative 72. And then be negative 144. Right? Yeah. And then negative 144 minus 72 is 216. Okay. Then we can go through, say, control toward level select. These all should be 72. Oh, that's the position, not the height. 72 high. Okay, then we fix the width. What is it here? 256. So these should all be like probably around that as well. Now that we need a little bit more on controls. I don't know, 270. And then level select as well, we'll probably need a bit more. Cool. Is there anything else? I see start is really tall, 72. Then we return on, make sure all these are valid raycast targets. Okay. So now, even though, oh, tutorial is missing an L as well. We're still getting our clicked. 280, sure. Okay. So, it's a good thing we stopped and made sure everything, the basics worked there. We found the two different problems that would have been, I probably would have not found in time. Would have been much harder to find if I just stacked amongst the functionality here, because then you potentially can doubt the functionality, right? It's like, is it the code I wrote? And then I would eventually realize, no, it's that the button isn't firing at all, and then I'd have to go through that, but it's okay. All right, so on start button, we're gonna need scene management in here. We would, I forget exactly what the call is, but I can just look for something else that loads a scene. Not wise stuff. Eye level base. That sounds like something I'm looking for. Scene. This is using get active scene, but it showed us scene manager, which is probably all we need, right? Yeah, load scene. Where is the path of our main scene? It is just resources scenes main. So scenes main, I think the resources is free. But it crashed. Scenes main cannot be loaded because it is not in the build settings. I'm pretty sure it's in the build settings. Does that have to be resources scenes main? Okay, yeah, I guess it's assuming a scenes folder. So it's just main. Alright, we're in. We're still getting this title text, and it's sending us straight to the woods because that's just like the debug value we put on our GSM from when we were testing earlier. You gotta think about, I'm not sure if there's a good way to set that level index override before I spawn the new scene. Cause, you know, I'm basically, I need to change the level index bits. I think I might lean heavier into this world bits idea. I feel like this has added more like fun type stuff than most of the other stuff. So maybe I'll have like little red bits. Well, I guess red are pretty coded towards health, or not health, damage. So maybe green or white bits or something. I wonder if it might be interesting to have a like little pieces of health that you can collect, you know? That like if you get 10 of these little bits, it counts as 1 healing or something. I'm about to die, by the way. Thanks, man. Yeah, this is definitely looking better than the first level. Those vertical trees definitely help a lot. But for the meadow, I don't know. I feel like it's just missing something. No, not yet. I've really dragging my feet about doing all that stuff, which I know is bad. But the plan is to get the first 2 levels, which would be the woods level and this first meadow level, into a playable version on like itch.io or some other like free distribution site like that, like maybe Newgrounds as well, to try and get people's feedback there, so they can play the sort of this like vertical slice. I guess it's like much more than a vertical slice at this point, but get this limited version of the like demo, I guess you could say, or alpha, and then see what kind of feedback I get, decide how I want to pivot, if at all, in pursuing the rest of the content, and then have some greater version that I put on stores and stuff. So yeah, the plan would be 5 levels in total, where this is the first one, and it's definitely, I'm not sure what the answer is to make it look visually better. I just don't have a lot of great ideas for the background. So I have Tetris clouds in there as like a placeholder, just to have something, but I want to think of something else for this level. It definitely feels less, I mean, it makes sense because I did it first, right? And I learned stuff and I have more bits to work with and everything, but it definitely feels less full of stuff than the woods. So I probably will have to revisit it. I'm not sure how, but yeah, that's my intermediate goal, to get to be those first 2 levels out, and as a demo feedback version type deal. So we have our start button working, and that's I got distracted, but that's where I started from. Start button works. Does it? Oh, we're not in the game. I'm just like clicking the blank screen. Yeah, that works pretty consistently. I guess controls would be the next easiest one, because that's just going to be like a scene change here. And once we have controls, then we can have like we can add arrow keys, or like a content like an add some sort of feedback that like this is the one you're currently hovered over, or this is the one you're arrowing between. Like a concept of you have selected this option. So yeah, let's add the second thing, and then after we add the second thing, we add selecting between things. So we want another callback that is on controls button. And just to save ourselves from potential insanity later, we're going to make sure the callback works before we do anything else. So we'll just debug log. Add a button. Don't worry about transition. I'll do any transition stuff. Add a callback. It's for your parents. Controls button. Okay. Let's try that out. Controls, cool. It's down there. It works as expected. So, what do you want this to do? I think we just want this to basically fade out this canvas, or move it or something, and move in a different canvas. So we probably want to make a canvas group. We'll say title menu canvas group. Canvas group. And put all our initial stuff under that. And then make a new canvas group. Should be controls canvas group. That would also be a child of the start canvas. I'm gonna 0. I hate this, like, spawns at random parent locations. Okay. Then we can put this to 0 just to clear our space to add in text. So we will add in, I can probably just copy this to start with. we want like 3 instances of text, which just says like controls header text, controls text, controls back text button. So this just says controls. The text we'll deal with in a second. We'll move the button out of the way. Say like to here, like menu or back. I'm not gonna. We'll wordsmith everything later when we polish this visually. Let's not get stuck on that. Let's get this functional. Get as much functionality as we can. Okay, so we're gonna need some more space. And this would be like I guess space, lost arrows, move. It should be smaller. And this needs to be taller. Maybe 396 or something. Space jump. What else is there? E dash Q, I think, is the active item. Is that it? Oh, I guess escape is pause. Again, we don't need to worry too much about this being exactly perfectly correct. We are building out the functionality. So on adding a new callback to get out of this menu, void on controls back button, debug log, go back. And we'll test that really fast. This needs a canvas group. I guess we want this to not block raycast. We're gonna have to toggle that. So we're already in the controls menu. You just want to, it's saying controls, so we did not set that button callback, I think. Yeah, it's still on controls, so on controls back button. All right, cool. Now, on start here, we want to get our canvas groups to be able to toggle between them to make this button work. So private canvas group, what did I call it? Title menu, CG, and then private canvas group, controls, CG, because we'll probably also have one for the level select thing. And this is just going to be var CGs equals get component in children, canvas group, okay, and then we'll set title menu to CGs is 0. The other one is CGs 1. It's not happy with this. Why? Oh, get components and children. And then we'll say title menu, box raycast, true, controls. Well, let's just actually add a helper function. Toggle canvas group. It will pass in the canvas group. And we'll say, oh, and I guess the bool enable and then cg dot blocks raycast equals enable. So it only blocks raycast if it's currently the active one, and then we'll say its alpha is equal to, if enable, 1, else 0. And then here on start, just so we don't have to worry about like necessarily having this write stuff in editor all the time, we'll just set it to what we want it to be. So we turn on the title menu and turn off the controls menu. So I guess as a quick test of that, even though because I happen to be working on controls, we see controls here, I would expect it to hide the controls menu. Yeah, and go back to the title menu. Great, good stuff. And then that helper function is what we need to connect to our control button here, where we now say toggle canvas group false for the main one, and then true for the other one. And then we have the other version of this, the flipping of it for this case. So we should now be able to go into the controls and back. Boom, boom. Cool. Works as expected. Okay. We don't actually, we would want to connect some sound knobs to this in the future, I think, and maybe some graphical ones as well. But for now, we don't actually have any like wiring for the knobs to work. But we'll still add a placeholder options menu that's similar to the controls menu. I'll put options, canvas group. We'll hide the controls. And then it doesn't look like we hit it because we have, we just copied it, so. Options text. This is where options go. Probably have volume sliders and graphics settings and stuff like that. And then again, we have go back. But here, we want to, so we need 2 more callbacks. So we have our public void on options button. Oh, it knows. On options back button. It recognized the pattern. And we have a, what I'm actually going to do here, I put this on, but back on the title menu, it starts with options then controls, so we're going to keep that ordering just to keep it simpler. Okay. And then we just use similar toggles here. And then we make sure those are connected. This is controls back, so we want to switch that to options back. And the options button isn't a button, so we have to make it one. And put it on options. Oh, not on options back button, on options button. Okay. So I think we should be able to go through all the menus here. Options, for options to go. Controls, there are the controls. Okay. So now let's also have a concept of like having a certain option selected. Huh? Oh. I'm surprised that even worked. It has, I guess the target it only cares about its rect transform. So the fact that it was pointing to a different piece of text didn't actually matter. Just kind of interesting. Anyway, let me hide this other thing so I can see. But yeah, what we're gonna do is we're going to just give these all feedback. What am I looking for? Options, text. Maybe she do magenta. I feel like magenta hits harder in your face than green. Now it doesn't work at all. Oh, because it's not options text. We need options back text, or not. Options text button. There, let's try that. Yep. I'm pretty sure this navigation system in Unity should be able to just do this all for us. I don't know if we even need a script anywhere. Yeah, I think. Does it? I guess I have to make more of them reactive or I won't be able to know if it's working or not. Because the visualization of the navigation looks correct. But I'm not sure. I think there's probably something else I need to do to make it actually work. Like I don't know that it necessarily would assume arrow keys are correct. Wait, why were you pink? How is that happening? Oh, the start button is pointing to the wrong text. Hey, better yet, Shark. How's it going? We are working on this like meta menu stuff today, so that when I start giving it out to feedback, when I give it out to like friends and stuff for feedback, ideally I'd like them to be able to go through and test a specific thing maybe, and also just this meta stuff is nice to have longer term. So yeah, we're probably not the most exciting thing in the world, but just hooking up menus and buttons and stuff today. And we have our buttons are reactive. We can actually start the game with the buttons. It's still showing that in-game start screen. So that'll also be alongside level select. We got to figure out how to tell it like actually you don't have to do that start stuff because we already did the start stuff on this previous level. But yeah, we're making all our buttons actually give hover feedback right now. And also I'd like them to be navigable with the arrow keys ideally. But I'm not 100% sure how to set that up. I know it's something, or I think it's something Unity should support. Oops, not another callback. What we need here is we're just going to put transition on these back buttons as well. Just a part of good feedback that things should like respond when you're hovering over them in chunk. Okay. So reading maybe the event system can set up navigation. If we say the first selected is option text button, does that work? It doesn't seem like it. Okay. Well, I don't want to fiddle with something I don't know about. We will set up arrow key navigation for this eventually, but that's not really the main point we're going for here. Like I've said a couple times as I got tempted to run down tangents, is we care about the function at like core base functionality of these menus right now. Let's get them working. All right, so the last simple button to hook up is loading the tutorial. So I think that's just called tutorial. Yeah, there is a level called tutorial, which is probably what we're looking for. So we just want to make another round of callbacks here. So we have, I guess, similar to on start button, we'd have, oops, on tutorial button. It just loads tutorial. Go something else from Lavos' theme here. And then we need to just connect that tutorial button, or like make a button and stuff. So we'll copy this, paste this, and switch this from controls button to tutorial button, and switch this object to tutorial button text, or text button. Options, controls, tutorial start. Options, fine, tutorial. It did not load. That actually might not be in the build settings. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so we just need to open up the tutorial level and then hit like add open scenes here. Add open scenes. Okay, now it knows to include the tutorial scene in the build. So we should be able to load it dynamically. So if we go back to our start level, and we click tutorial, there we go. But we did hit a crash there. What was the source of that crash? Interesting. Oh, I was trying to do Vine stuff in here. Is that the next thing we'd be cleaning up? No, it'll be level select. Okay, yeah, we will. Alright, some vine grow assumption in tutorial leads to a crash. We will do that as a part of the tutorial stuff. But yeah, let's. I think, I guess the last thing would be to add a skeleton. Let's connect the skeleton for level select and call that the last task of the start screen, and then we'll actually work on the level select. So we'll put level select canvas group, and it will just have a header. And that header will say level select. And then hide that by default. And then go to our script that's managing all our canvas groups and stuff. Add one more. I guess it should also have a back button. I was thinking whether or not to give it a back or let it just go through, but sure, why not? Let's give it a back button. On level select button. On level select back button. You can maybe function like helperize this disable one, enable the other thing. I don't know. We can like further helperize. I don't know. Let's not worry about it. It's not over engineer. Let's grab this back button. Just rename it. Maybe there. I wonder if there would be any benefit of only having one go back button that they all just reveal. Okay. Yeah, we just add a button here. Point it to level select. And level select. Okay. Interactable, has it go back. That works. Maybe level select should go above two. Well, no, I guess because it might be. I was just thinking in terms of these like generating menus, this blah blah. But yeah, that's something to not get concerned with right now. But yeah, I think with that level select skeleton, with level select being the next task, we can call start screen here. We have made a successful functional skeleton of a start screen. I think we can call that done. But I do have to pee really bad, so put BRB bio. All right. Next up here, we're gonna try and figure out what the best way is to make our level select work. I guess this might be a thinking about. There's this persistent level data object or persistent state data. I'm not sure exactly what might break if we make it key initially. I think this is made by the first level, and it's actually kind of annoying. I'm trying to think if there's a good reason this has to be. Because if we can make this object safely in the start level, then uh, it'd be like loading a particular level become like a starting at the woods or whatever versus the meadow becomes trivial. But at the same time, the thing that worries me is this might be a bigger can of worms than I expect. And also, I'm not sure I want to lose the ability. I don't want to necessarily take an assumption that this object will already be created because I went through the start screen. Because that would make it so that I have to go through the start screen every time. Which could slow down testing and stuff. So I think I just have a another level of override. Normally, this could be like a worrying non-scalable pattern, but since this is debug testing stuff anyway, I don't think I care. So I think I'm gonna have a static public int s level select override. By default is -1, and then in our game state manager here, we say if start screen level select override does not equal -1, we're gonna debug.log debug got override from start screen. And then just override the override. Okay. Now, we I think we probably, with just how busy this component is getting, we probably just want another helper. Well, do we? Thinking about it. Because there would be as many buttons as there are levels, right? Potentially. It just seems like it could bloat this script up. Yeah, let's move it to a different one. So let's put on the level select canvas group, I guess. Call it level select. That's not how you spell select. Okay. So I think we would have like a private void select level impl that takes in just the index you want. I guess the name and the index. Okay. And then we have a bunch of callbacks that's like public void select meadow1 that just calls select level impl with like main and 0, right? All still main for the main levels, but actually in here we want public void select rat boss. It is rat boss. Is it? Yeah. Checking the name of the burrow boss. Burrow boss. And then we're going 3, 4. And then here we would have select wasp. Or B. Okay. And then here, all we do it should just be level select, not start screen. Boom, 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 boom. Just name, right? Okay. I think that might be all we need, actually. So, let's make the buttons. These are some long names. Kind of want to put them off to the side, so ideally we can, maybe should start here. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. I can even do less than that, I think. Uh, 64 plus 16 is 80. That's so interesting that one fits but two doesn't. Oh, I guess this should be not woods. This should be Rapos. Making buttons. burrower. Okay, then 2 more of these for the woods. This is at 80, so we do another 64. 20 puts us to 100, so 144. Says woods 1, woods 2. And then copy this Rat King one for Spider Boss. Then 144 plus 64 be 208. And I can already tell I'm gonna run out of space, so I'm gonna make these all slightly smaller and move them up a little bit. I don't think that worked. So bad. I'm just doing math. There, now we got a bit more space to expand, though we are still going to run out. That's fine eventually, it's fine. Okay, make sure each of these buttons refers to themselves, which looks like it is already the case. This should not be called Spider Boss. This should be called Bee Queen. Or Bee Boss is fine. Some of these say Text Boss. That should be Text Button. Okay. So they all refer to themselves. That's good. And then we just need to have them all refer to this object. Oops, you scroll down. And it would be, we have to actually add the new level select object there. And all the, well, I guess we have to go one by one, so not the back button, this one. Level select, select Meadow 1, Meadow 2, select Rat Boss. Where's Burrower? I think we missed one. Oh no, we didn't. It's just alphabetical. It's up here. Then the woods. And the Bee Boss. Okay. Oh, we got an error we gotta fix. What's the problem? Right, this needs to be level select, not start screen. Okay, go to level select, go here, let's say, take me to woods 1. Alright, that looks pretty promising, but it could be misleading in that I think woods 1 would have been the override anyway. So let's try again. Where? Okay. I think this is right. Hear the Burwer music playing. Okay. I mean, I don't know if we need to necessarily go to every single level, but I guess a good one to check would be, let's select Meadow 2, and then let's make sure when we get to the end here that it actually loads us into what's it called? One of the bosses. Ah, damn chickens. I only have these guys giving 1 bit, but I might increase that. Part of my concern has always been like, sure, I can string all this technology together and I can check off my list of, you know, polish that I can look up, like, you know. It's clear what I can do to make it, I think, look better, and like it's clear to what I have to do to make it functionally complete. But finding like fun is a trickier thing. Like to be sure that it's actually is an appealing experience. Just because you can, you know, jump to the top of the vine or whatever doesn't mean you would want to. If I don't set that up right. And I think those world bits, there's just something satisfying about them, like spewing out of enemies you get. And I think chasing them down. Oops, that's a vine grow. Chasing them down provides a good risk reward with the thorn while chasing you. And they're bouncy. I don't know. It's just I was playing Downwell on my phone, and I was like, damn, I need world money like Downwell. And I noticed the difference so much on adding it. Okay, I think we have probably tested our level select enough. Let's mess around with the B-boss here for a bastards. Mess around with the B-boss here for a second. This is one that the lighting is pretty broken. Wait for it. Now! Oh, I got the perfect time stop, but... Oh, I got her. I left the opening, but... See, that is bad time stop. I tried to thread the needle, couldn't do it. Alright, anyway, this is what I'm getting distracted. This is what I'm testing. So, with that being said, I think level select fully works. We can call this done. Alright. Oh, I forgot I wanted to make a sandbox level to test items in. But the next thing would be the tutorial. Now that we want to like sort of more integrate the tutorial, be like a full part of the main game, let's get that working. Go to my music. There we go. I think this is the end of the Nuclear Throne soundtrack though, so we're gonna have to switch to something else. How about Risk of Rain? I love the song that plays at the end of Risk of Rain. It's like Sad piano. Alright, here's our tutorial, but our vine grow breaks. So how do we fix that? We're going to go to our tutorial level and see what's up. Well, first, let's leave our start level in a good state, which I would say is having it reflecting the there. Okay, now let's head over to the tutorial. So, whatever, it's assuming the vine pop, 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 pop. It is assuming the vine is going to have points, but it won't have points because this has none of the normal stuff that would give it points. So we need to make sure that our tutorial level here is properly disabling the vine. Doesn't look like it is, but we can make that happen. We have this on setup callback we can use. So that's a protected override void on setup. And what we're going to do is we're going to say QGSM platform. Get the as pause, get component in children, vine sprite shape grower, that game object dot disable or enable. Hold on. Var vine object. Let's get that first. Yeah. I think that should be good enough. We'll see. Nope. Crashed immediately. Immediately. Where are these background particles coming from? Okay. Okay. So it's not getting it because it's disabled. I think it's fine if it just gives me back 0 as the T. So we'll just pass true to the getter call there. Okay, I think it's the same problem here. Yeah. Where we have these things that care about how far you are in a level, and they're using the vine grower as a proxy for that. But nothing in this tutorial cares about that. Like whatever, put whatever background effects on like 0. All right, our tutorial is no longer crashing. Well, let's go through and see. Oh, why are you guys moving? Shouldn't be. There's we would have dashed. Okay. And then here we put in the party ball. I think. Oh, I feel like I saw something. Oh, right. The chicken's moving. What's going on with that, chickens? Chickens. First of all, let's get rid of a whole row of chickens, or column of chickens here. And then disable their movement, so they don't do that. Whoa. Something happened. Spawn on money death. Spawn money on death has been destroyed. Are you still trying to access it? Okay, interesting. This is a new component in the past week, and the purpose of this component is to spawn that world money when you die to a dash. So it's using the destroyer flag system here to indicate that dash from other methods potentially being destroyed. So they don't spit out money if they actually get you, if they hit you with an attack. However, there is some callback or something. Oh, right. I remember. We only want this to happen once, and it should unsubscribe in its destruction. So, and we should just hold on to it if that's going to be the case, you know? And destroyer. I think that's probably fine. I think we can. Yeah, I was thinking maybe we could unsubscribe in the callback to make sure it only happens once. But I don't want to have to, I don't know if it then becomes invalid to undescribe in the destroyer. And I don't want to have to deal with it, so I'm going to say I'm fired once. Yeah, so now it only fire once. Okay, small bug there, but I think should be fixed now. I think the idea is I dashed through some chickens, and then they sent the signal saying like, okay, I'm dying, which doesn't actually destroy the object in the exact second. So then I dash through them again. And that eventually fired or whatever. It led to the event being called back on a dead object. So I do hiya. Yeah. Wait, why is that? You see that didn't they all just spit money? Let me see if I can repro that. It was weird. Okay, so I get them. Yeah, see, what the heck? What was that? Is it if I come from behind? No? Huh. Alright, well... Oops, didn't mean to look at that. We're gonna... move our guy over. See if we can figure this out. Technically this is just a separate bug, so if it stumps me too much, I'm just gonna add a note about it and put it for later, but I want to see if I can figure out the problem here. It's so weird. What is that? It's only if I hit him from the left, it gets all of them. Oh. I was wondering if maybe this chicken wall had a... Oh, that is what it is. These cannot be... I don't think these can be siblings like this. Yeah, so I understand the bug. I'm not going to fix it now because I need to rethink something. It's basically my dash and disable sibling colliders. Is a problem for parenting enemies to an object. See tutorial where chicken wall is all under one parent. Because disable sibling colliders, the chickens are siblings of one another and they all die at once. Oops. Okay. So I think what we'll do here is we'll try and get the last few bits of the tutorial in. So that would be, I'm gonna put information about the bit ball here, and then that's gonna be how you get your money. That will move the shop over some. Actually, I don't know if I need to explain the shop if I'm being real. I think I'm gonna get rid of it for now. I might change my mind, but like, you use the arrow keys to pick a thing. I feel it seems like something that is simple enough to understand. You know, I wanna more explain like the less obvious parts of uh the controller and stuff that people might care about. It's a little loud. Um, so I'm just gonna add party ball thing. Then just the rest of this tile map that's missing. And then a new area. I don't remember where exactly it is, but somewhere. There it is. Yeah, there's a list of like triggers that are changing the text. So we'll add a bit, or I guess it's a one-way trigger. It's using the convention of the thing you just got past. And upgrade this to 8. Then take a look at the tutorial manager script and say in case 8. Like dash to break free the bits. I don't know. Who cares? Break. Why is it telling me it can't be 8? Oh, it just needs a break. Let's make sure that works. Okay. They would add one more thing here that would force you to time stop. And I'm just gonna give it less area because that's just gonna make it more reasonable to stop your progress with a fast moving dude. Man, this music is making me wanna dust off Super Meat Boy. Remember, that's one of the first games that was like, I felt like I was aware of it coming out. I don't have a good enemy right now that, I don't think I have an existing patrol movement guy. Maybe I can just use a projectile. Like a variant of it. Could just get rid of its... this. Then I just make it bouncy. Is there no patrol movement? Oh, there is. Oh yeah, I can make it local. Does that work? No. Let's get rid of the rigid body. I think that's it. Close. So I think I need to make a parent for it to actually use the local properly, or else its local is just its world if it's a top level object. Time wall parent. Yeah, then I just make that really fast. And just move this down like 0.7, or I guess -1. And then I just make it go to -3, or go to, if it's up is 2, then it would be 1, -3. And same deal for an above 1, where this would be, I guess it should only be 7.5. Right, or no, it's 1. So that'd be 3, -1. Alright, so this should be sort of a wall that is impossible to get past because it just basically covers the whole area without time stop is the idea. What's up, ledge grab? Why you? I guess making that be like exactly on the edge is a problem. Oh no, you can make it. That should not be the case though. Oh, and also they destroy themselves. They should not. Yeah, I just need like a couple walls of these. I say. So I guess the last question is why are these being killed? Aha, destroy self. Get rid of that. And only fire once as well. Why not? I somehow missed one projectile. Okay, and let's add the new trigger. And give myself some more runway, just a little bit more. So we can move this over. And then this one will move to 9. Then we go to our tutorial manager script. We have 9 saying press Q to use your item, active item. Okay. Wow, that broke something. Oh, I gave it a physics pause listener, but it doesn't have a physics object anymore. So it needs a movement pause listener. It also should be tighter, because it looks like I wouldn't have been able to make it. It can be long, it just can't be too tall. Like basically I want to make it so that almost anywhere you stop it, you're gonna be fine and be able to walk through. Oh, I didn't change the patrol bounds though, so it's gonna be off. Yeah, see. That makes it even harder. So instead of 3, 2.5, instead of -1, it's -1.5. 1.5, -2.5. Oh wait, no. I think I did this backwards. It needs to go down in all cases, so 2.5, -0.5, yeah. Like down in absolute value. So it should always be closer to 0. Oh, except this middle one. This middle one can stay. Oh wait, actually I'm wrong. It needs to be closer to 2, not necessarily closer to 0. Ugh, it's hard being dumb. Yeah, I think it just needs another row. And one more while we're at it, why not? And we can just pause immediately as soon as we can. Does not look like it paused there. So why would that be? I added a movement, oh, but it's not listening to the right pause. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it looks good. I guess you didn't see, I'm looking on the other screen on the scene view, where I'm still looking at the patrolling thing, but it seems like I'm just like randomly stopping it as soon as the stopwatch is up. And it seems like pretty much every time you would be able to get through. Yeah, even there, I thought it seemed like it might have been the worst possible roll, but... I feel like it's not a perfect obstacle, but I'm gonna add a note about like check path follower assumption in tutorial level. We just need to add one more section here. Where I tell you about parry. Oh no. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose all the. Oh, I was in a scene. It's heartbreaking. Oh, I really gotta pee, but I do wanna get decently close to finishing this. It's also getting close to time to call it. But I hate to leave this like 95% done. From a functional perspective, of course. And also this background needs to be longer. Just ran out of background. And I think I gotta make it taller now too, because it's just too stretched. It looks weird. This is too long. Basically the idea is I want chickens, basically. Okay. And then somewhere in the tutorial level, there's a next level trigger. So what I want to do here is put it roughly, we want to go back, spawn this in this tutorial level at like 0, 0, and then put the next level trigger where we want it to be. Make it bigger. 10, 15. Okay. All right. So a couple things. We just need a few more triggers. And then finally, trigger, put this to 10, put this to 11. Go back into the tutorial manager, set strings associated with that. I don't actually know how to ban people in chat. Yeah, dude. Don't want services. So weird. It's so hard to do that. Whatever. I don't even know how to. Oh, I need to do that. Cool. All right. That's sorry, I was distracting you there at the end. Hitting, double, jumping on enemies can kill them. Timing your double jump. I should say destroy instead of kill. I don't know why. Just some reason kill sounds like it hits hard. And then tutorial complete. Okay. And then in the tutorial level, what we're gonna do on level advance, maybe. It's turned false, but then also we will just load the scene we care about, I think. And we're gonna go back to the start screen. which we might need to add to start. And this, add to the build settings. Okay, now I should be able to dynamically load it. Okay, so I think we should be good here, where the idea is we're on our start screen. We should be able to go to the tutorial. No problem, tutorial runs. Can run through it really quick. Oh, dang it, those chickens are moving. They moved that. I mean, I probably want to do this even like more fine-tuned in the future, like have them respawn and stuff. But for now, we need these chickens to not move. I want them to stay in this position that is intended to be like the if you were to just double jump onto this middle platform, you should roughly hit this chicken is the idea, or this way from the other side. Oh my god, so annoying. It is doing its job if you don't, like if you aren't actually trying a little hop through there, it doesn't work that well. But that's, I guess, what I intended. Well, nothing happened here. Guess I gotta pause. See where my level went. Oh, I never saved it. Why does rotating this not work? Maybe it's rotating about the parent or something. I decided I do not care. This is in play mode, so let's just remember the position of x equals 1. It's a weird position, but whatever. Actually, maybe I just don't even do it through this thing. I already have this system. We can just say if ID greater than equal to 12 instead scene management load scene start. And then what is going on? I think Unity is about to crash somehow. I don't know, it was just unresponsive to clicks for a second there. But yeah, what we're gonna do is just add a 12th trigger box. Or I guess a 13th. All right, let's try it out. God, I've had to pee so bad for like 20 minutes. It's just that Civilization 6-esque, just one more turn feeling. I'm like, just one more. Let's get this tutorial done. Oh, why are these guys moving? I forgot about that. Oh, and I didn't change the number to 13. Or 12, or whatever. And why are you moving? Why do you think you're allowed to move? You know, I think it might be. And it would explain why they only move towards the end. Like you'd expect if they've been moving the whole time, they would pass me much sooner. But I think this movement pause listener, these pause listeners basically are re-enabling the movement that I had disabled manually. Is my suspicion, theory, speculation, whatever. Oh, and the one other thing I wanted to fix real quick since we're fixing stuff. It's a little bit shorter and more declarative. Okay, everything looks good so far. And that gets us on, I missed that one. I actually make that. Alright, cool. There's some music stuff. Meadow, BG music from tutorial continues into start screen when tutorial done, but that's a minor thing, and I have to work on music transitions as their own separate thing. All right, that's we got the tutorial connected to the start screen and pretty much fully functional. You know, I have to fill out those tile maps and stuff, and might want to wordsmith some of the things, adjust some things, but tutorial tells you how to do everything there is to do in the game, pretty much. So yeah, cool stuff there. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call it a stream there, and rather going into a usual like outro dealio, just because I just been one more turning for a little bit now, and I also really have to pee. So thanks for tuning in. Catch me out on social medias: Quiet Bench Zen, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and have a good night.